Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany Fitzpatrick, and today we're discussing well-being, social media versus your well-being. So a little backstory is I deleted my social media almost a year ago, mostly due to the fact of how I was feeling like I needed to post constantly, and for my well-being. I just felt like it was a good call for me. I would make sure that I took the perfect image of the sun hitting my new house, or a post of an amazing meal, not putting the full meal on there. Later, after posting the picture, then I would add my true serving, or I would Photoshop 16 pictures of my house till I found the perfect thing, taking out any detail of cracks or crannies or dirt. So it was not a true image of my life. I began to compare my friends' perfect marriages and family life to mine. When my marriage was falling apart, my relationship with my spouse was jeopardized due to insecurities brought on by beautiful models on Instagram. They were thin, they had beautiful hair, their hair was perfectly shiny, and it just was very hard for me to see in comparison to what I look like in my everyday life. I would take pictures at the zoo and of the animals instead of really just mentally enjoying family time of our trip. I would make sure I got the perfect shot for my Instagram post. And those moments are for us, not the whole world. So then since then, my life has way less friends. However, my relationships are of value and purpose. My moments are not all photographed, but savored, and my confidence is improving daily. So well-being. A basic definition is well-being is a concept related to how a person sees his or her situation in life. It can refer specifically to physical health, but it is often applied to an overall feeling of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So social media. So imagine enhancing your well-being with no social media outlets. There would be less people to influence our daily decisions, less people to compare to, and more time to really focus on what matters. You may ask, can social media negatively impact one's well-being? So according to Social Comparison, Social Media and Self-Esteem, social media can negatively affect our well-being, which we'll see in the next bit of slides. One way that it negatively impacts us is influencers. They are there for marketing. They engage with and support individuals who mention topic of conversation of specific brands. They are literally there to promote a brand to sell you. Companies use certain people with social media accounts that they want to help promote their brands. Over to the side you see a graph. It basically tells how the marketing works with influencers, and engagement is the main thing. So the more people are engaging, the conversations, how their demographic, things like that, that's how they sell you. This graph here I put in here because it tells that it shows that 29% of people deleted or removed social media accounts, and the reason why. You can see a little bit about 4 or 5 down. You can see mental health and well-being. 21.1% of those people felt like it was affecting their mental health and well-being. So influencers' negative impact. There's a thing that we learned about upward social comparison and downward social comparison. With upward social comparison, it's when someone is looking at themselves and comparing themselves to someone who they feel is superior or doing better than they seem to be. So an example, maybe not a good one, but if I see an influencer I follow, post a picture of flat tummy tea, and I instantly want it, knowing that I do not have her body type, nor do we have the same lifestyle, but it makes me motivated to try. Downward social comparison is when someone is comparing themselves to someone who is inferior. An example of that is I see someone post something on social media about a new product regarding night cream and wrinkles. It appears she has more wrinkles than me, so I make the comment, well, at least I don't have as many wrinkles as her. So basically, I'm making myself feel better. So if you're not convinced yet just by the influencer's part, I want to just insert this. I'm not going to go into much detail, but on free time, I do suggest you watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix. It goes into detail about how social media runs our life and discusses teenage suicide rates increasing due to social media. A lot of the people on there are the ones who either helped invent or helped create or participate in some part of the upper management in social medias like Pinterest, Facebook, things like that. So I do recommend that. Comparing ourselves. This is huge, why it is a negative thing for you to have social media, because we are constantly comparing ourselves day to day. So people who have social media tend to compare themselves to others, making them feel inadequate. The result of comparing on social media is loneliness, envy, and subjective well-being. People tend to see someone else's highlight reel and compare it to their life, not realizing that it's not the whole story. I'm going to post good stuff because that's what I want people to see. I don't want people to see the messy side. So of course you're going to always scroll through and see this happy family, but on the outside or inside, it's not always like that. That's a fairy tale. So fear of missing out, this is a big one. Fear of missing out is when someone has anxiety on rewarding experiences of others. So with fear of missing out, there is disruption throughout one's day, constantly needing to check their social networks to see what they're missing. You're scrolling through constantly, or if you're not scrolling through, your mind's probably like, oh, I wonder how many likes I've got on that picture I posted, or things like that. There becomes such a disruption in one's daily life that they miss moments that are happening before their eyes. They lose sleep, focus, and slack at their daily tasks. Depression. So in 2017, a study showed that suicide rate in females was up by 65%. Depressive symptoms correlate with smartphones, which in 2015, 92% of teens and young adults owned. Social media affects our sleep. Sleep deprivation can influence our moods and cause depression. Physical activity is good for depression and our well-being. However, with social media, people tend to sit on their phones and computers scrolling through their social networks. Social media has become an addiction to many, now making people feel less accomplished. You can spend hours scrolling through someone's page or your own page and realize there's 2 hours gone past and you've sat on the couch and it's bedtime. So a little overview of basically what I'm trying to say. So this PowerPoint is to share some insight on negative side effects of social media. This is a big change to the world due to many people needing, and I say that lightly, social media. You get to connect with your friends and family. However, how many of those on your friends list are really your friends? Social connections are great for one's well-being. However, more face-to-face engagements rather than through social networking. People Photoshop images of themselves to gain likes or hearts or other reactions in need of a confidence booster. The gratification of seeing a like is a temporary feel. It feels good for a second. Then often for me, I wonder why so and so didn't like my picture, or see someone else post a similar picture and wonder why she got more attention than I did. What was wrong with my picture? It often led me feeling unsatisfied and inadequate. My suggestion would be to try it. I'm not saying it's all bad. However, it does affect you in so many negative ways. See how well you do without social media and the progression of your well-being. Hold yourself accountable for your happiness and how to improve your well-being. I put a quote here that I hold dear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. Make yourself feel better. Put yourself first. Take care of yourself, your well-being. Your happiness will improve. Don't compare yourself. Don't sell your soul to social media. Your well-being is important. Thank you all so much, and I hope you all have a good day.